We carry spiritual power. They carry economic power. My brother, don't tell me that the spiritual controls the physical. Because when it comes to economy, have you ever been hungry and you prayed and you got full? Only economic power can feed you, sir. All of them have their jurisdiction. By strategy, the devil disconnected our economic power because he took us off entrepreneurship. You need spiritual power to go to heaven. You need spiritual power to fight demons. And it is not demons that cause hunger. It is not demons. It is a lack of food that causes hunger. And a lack of food is settled by economic power. Yes. You do not travel by spiritual power. You travel by economic. Thank you. You do not buy things in the market by spiritual powers. If it was so, pastors will not be collecting seed from you. Don't they have spiritual power? What do they need your seed for? They need economic power. Pastors need economic power. That's why they tell you after the meeting, bring out a good offering. Underline good. An offering that will touch God. God has spiritual power, but they tell you God needs economic power. Let's have sense. Let's have what? So, it is strategy. You ought to be like that tree. He says to you, like that little seed. I want you to go study that again for yourself. My time is almost up. Go study that seed. He said that little seed grows up, becomes a tree, and then let birds begin to come and eat from it. The more people you can employ, the better Christian you are. Because I know you will treat them like God will treat people. Not Labans that will tell people to work for 14 years without salary just to get 2 wives. And then tell them to work for another 7 years for you to settle them. And yet the settlement you refuse to settle them. That's exactly how many companies are. No, if it is not demonic influence, if it is not a satanic heart, how will someone work for 2 full months without salary? And you are still allowing the person to be working instead of you to be kneeling down anytime the person is working and say, please, I'm sorry. You are still screaming. Now those are demons. Those are demons. 2 months, you know the person has a family. You know. Then surely enough, some of these people will go to church and give seed so that their business will prosper. Because the pastor hype men, sorry, not pastors, the hype man in church will hype them. I told you most pastors are hype men. And they hype you. They will carry their worker salary and pay tithe and seed. Worker salary. And then the man is out there crying. No food. He lacks economic power. That is why God wants you to go into entrepreneurship. So that, why? Because you went in with the mind that you are there to be a blessing. You went in with the mind that your business is there to help people. Every reasonable organization that has the mind of God, who is an entrepreneurial Christian, should increase worker salary as the business increases. But rather, some of them will reduce the salary. Okay, now all these things I'm explaining now, in your mind, I know what is going through your mind. How many Christian companies do we really have? How many people do this? I know there are few ones that do this, but this is the normal way a person, a boss, a company, an organization that has the mind of Christ should think. And that is why you should be there. You know why? Because as long as Christians are out of entrepreneurship, the devil will continue to dominate it. And the time will come that it will be said that if you are a born again Christian, you cannot work in this organization. I say it's under God. I know many people that have dropped their Christianity just to be in jobs. Because the criteria is you cannot be a church person and do that job. And they have weighed their option. The church cannot employ me. I have been in church praying for this job for 3 years. You see, common sense should tell Christians to become entrepreneurial Christians. Hello? Come on, hello? Common sense should tell us to become what? Entrepreneurial Christians. Because when we become entrepreneurial Christians, we'll reduce our shouting in prayer. Instead of screaming, "Hey, God, we give you 50,000 tomorrow." You say, when this month ending? And you know everybody will collect salary. But when it's the devil that is your boss, you cannot be sure if you will collect salary or not. Some of you, your boss is the devil. Yes. The owner of your organization you work is the devil. So the mind you should carry now from Matthew 11 verse 31 is, I am an entrepreneurial Christian. And as I said, you are not starting a business. You are starting a tree. A big tree. Big enough for others to come and feed from. Right? For others to come and feed from. That is what you are starting. That is who you are. That is what you are doing. So you go in with the mind that I want to help people. You go in with the mind that I want to be a blessing. This is evangelism. Yes, it is evangelism. When through your efforts, through your business, through whatever it is you do, lives can be touched and lives can be blessed. My brothers and sisters, my charge to you this evening is to think differently. Think of that little thing you do differently. Think of that talent you have. Think of that ability you have differently. Begin to think of how many people that your business can employ for you to become a blessing. That's what you should be thinking of. Begin to think of how this your gift can expand for you to bless people around you. This my little comedy I do, this my little acting, this my ability that I have. How can it make others have a better life? It is not just for you to be a big boy or big girl. You are not an entrepreneurial Christian if you are thinking that way. You are not. You are not. So think, as you wake up every day, as you write your visions, begin to think, how can I bless people? At all costs, my friends. You see this? You see this? It is very, very important. I did not say it's important too. It is not important. It is very, very important. Add economic power to your spiritual power and your life will be better. Because there are places your spiritual power cannot take you to. You are not Philip that flies by Philippine Airlines. You just stay and disappear and find yourself in China. God bless you. You have spiritual power. Go to Air Peace. Go to Air Peace. Pay them with your economic power and fly. Stop staying in your house and praying, oh Lord, may I disappear now and find myself in Abuja. Okay, you don't have money, that's why. You don't have money. I remember one time I stayed in my house. I was not having several years ago. and I carry water, I say, oh Lord, this water must turn to kerosene because I need to cook. And I prayed throughout the day. Throughout the day, I was very sick. I can't forget. I was praying for it to become kerosene. When the prayer timed me, I went out to go and look for how I would get money to buy kerosene. I had to go and look for. You need economic power. When it comes to money, go and get economic power. Hunger is worrying you. You are praying, oh Lord, this hunger died by fire. Hunger died by fire. Hunger will not die. Hunger does not answer to spiritual power. Hunger answers to economic power. You will be so shocked. Just bring in economic power. You just see how the hunger will just bend. But have your spiritual power. No problem. Pray. Immediately after the prayer, the hunger will say, oh God, don't come back. Have fun. Settle me. In all thy gettings, have economic power. Are you getting me? Even the spiritual realm will respect you better. Yes. Even the spiritual realm will respect you better when you have economic power. Can I prove it to you? Once upon a time, a man came to Jesus asking for help for his daughter, right? And others were coming. What did they tell Jesus? They said, Master, please answer this man. He said, why? Bible students, why? He said, because he single-handedly built a church for us. Please. What gave him access to spiritual power? Did Jesus answer him? Immediately Jesus left everything. You say what? Jesus responded to economic. Oh, okay. Is he the one? He built the synagogue him? He said, yes, master. He said, oh, okay, everybody, don't worry, let's go. Let's go to your house. Straight ahead. Economic power will help your spiritual power. Are you hearing me? That sickness you are praying about, oh, die, go. Use economic power. Fly the person to London for medical care. You will see what will happen. That demon that refused to go. You have been praying, no? Economic power will fix it. Some of the prayers you pray is because you lack economic power. The hospital you are attending is Scanovo Medical Health Care Center. Scanovo. That is why. That's why it cannot go. Carry reasonable money now. And go to save a life. You know save a life? Where they treat malaria for 1.5 million. And tell me where that malaria will come back from. I was in a hospital opening ceremony, and after going round, the Minister of Health and Commissioner of Health and some other, the Deputy Governor was there and some other dignitaries, and one of them took the mic and said, when I came here the other day just to check the facilities, he said, I came with some pain in my body, but sincerely, the moment I entered here, the environment alone, the sickness disappeared. That is my testimony. See, what you need this. You have this, oh. You have this. What you need is this. Some of the things disturbing you is a lack of economic power. Fix it. It's not more of this you need, it's more of this. More of economic power, not more of spiritual power. I'm telling you. I am telling you. I was lodging in a hotel in that place I went. I'm telling you. I was lodging in a hotel. I lodged in a hotel. Then after the opening, when I entered the hospital ward, sincerely, I realized that the ward was more comfortable than the hotel room I was lodging. So that night I decided to sleep in the hospital ward. Yes. The ward where sick people stay was more comfortable than the hotel. The AC was better. The bed was more, everything was just better. Even their toilets. Where would that sickness come from? You are sick and then you are inside a room with 10 people. and then you look all around, you can't even shift, and at the night you have to sleep on the bed floor, and as you are sleeping on the bed floor, mosquitoes are biting you. Why will more of the sickness come back to you? A lack of economic a lack of economic power causes more sickness. You prayed in tongues, prayed in tongues, prayed in tongues, and as you are praying in tongues, you remember that after the tongues, it's 2 cups of gari you will not even have. So what now happened to the spiritual power? See, my advice to you is this: go and get economic power. God wants you to be not just blessed, but for you to become a blessing to others. When you see the sufferings of people around you, make up your mind that I'm going to start a company. I'm going to start a business that will employ all these young men and give them something to do. All these, they are going into armed robbery, they are going into this. Did you employ them? All the preaching in church, pastors are preaching. Let all of them start companies. And tell me if the church members will not serve God. Yes. What we need is more companies, not more churches. Are you hearing me? We don't need more cathedral. We don't need 10 billion naira to build a church. We need that 10 billion naira to build a company that will make lives better. I make bold to say, all the shout we are shouting, no, what they need is more of spirituality. Let's build a big church. Let them be there and hear God. We have been hearing God in big churches for long. But yet, our youth in church don't have a job. They do not have a job. And that is why they are going backward. Let the church become an entrepreneurial church. Yes, let us become an entrepreneurial church. That is my call this evening. God bless you.